So Brian will join us when he's done his current meeting.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Hey.
Yep.
Uncle Elon.
Okay, cool. So for today's training, I really just want to go through any specific question you guys have, make sure you're feeling comfortable with the tool. If you want to customize the views that you have in the CRM, we can go through that. That's on an individual basis. And then I have some pose to the team that we can kind of work through to make sure that we're on the same page for things. Today we'll be unlocking our sales tools that we have access to, which includes the templates and the notifications and the meetings and all these great things that are going to make our lives so much easier and more efficient. So I'll be unlocking all of those today and getting ourselves organized. So for tomorrow's training, we're really going to kind of like hit that hard with making sure we understand how all of that works. And then the goal would be next week to kind of make sure that we're clear on how all these additional tools work for us, and then we really should be kind of off and running. I do want to make a distinction between how marketing is supporting you guys and what the sales templates are going to, how they're going to help us. So when we get to that, we'll talk about that probably tomorrow. But for today, I really just wanted to open it up at first to see if anyone had any specific issues or questions, and then I have kind of a list of questions that I've talked to some individuals on this week that we can kind of walk through.
I have a question. I don't think it's user error, but every time, like as I call through Salesforce, I update my stuff in HubSpot because that's the only way I can keep myself sane. So I will go into the company listing and type in a name, and not even the full name, maybe just 3 letters, and nothing ever pops up. So I always have to go either into the contact and look up the contact that way, or add a new company and put the website in, and then it finds the account.
Okay.
And I just don't understand why, like, half of the time I put stuff in, I'm like,
when you're looking up the contact, is a company already attached to that, or you have to attach a company to that contact?
no, most of them are, it's just, I can't think of any example.
Yeah, if you find an example, we can definitely walk through that. I do want to let you know HubSpot is trying to be smart in deciding who the company is to attach to a contact.
Yeah.
So if you have bill@mycompany.com and your company is not called My Company, it's going to automatically choose that for you. So we ran into an issue yesterday where the email address that the contacts were using was different than what their company name is.
So they were using the email to make the company.
Yeah, the example.
That's how HubSpot bases everything off of the email address. So do you remember your example, Josh?
With, the Foothills Auto Mall. So everybody that's with the Foothills Auto Mall, their email address is foothillsag. It's at foothillsag.com. But foothillsag.com is a different dealership. It's an individual dealership within the Foothills Auto Mall. Sure. So attaching everybody to like this accurate. It's like a parent company, like everybody is.
Yeah, so that's something we need to be aware of when if you're importing a contact or working with that, to make sure that the company attached to that is the right company, because HubSpot's trying to figure it out for you.
So should we go through each of our contacts and make sure that the contacts, I mean, is that a manual process that we should be doing?
So it's kind of manual, but we can get around that by importing lists. So if you sent me a list and it had a company attached to a person's name, then it should be correct in HubSpot, because that would override it. If you're going through, and Tiffany, if you're running into these issues, then I would want to repull a list from Salesforce and make sure that the company and the contact are matched up accurately, and then we can just shoot it right into HubSpot. It should fix everything.
I mean, for me, like, I've also come across, like, some of my contacts don't have a website or something, so they're at, like, their emails, like, at cs.com or something. So I've come across where I can literally look up in the company section, you know, CS or AOL or something, and it will populate the company. But then all these emails that may
Or with those companies,
will be under like CS as a company. But then at least it's there, you can just apply the correct company. I've come across that too, instead of making a duplicate account, which is fine because then it makes me clean up as I go. But I can't figure out the example for the company name thing. Is this just
Okay.
it's something like easy, like COM or something, or just I can't think of an example. But
If you run across it again, let me know. And I want to take a look at it and see what you're
pull
seeing.
up the account if I type in a company, put in the website. It's just very awkward. Right? It's not very.
I think also last week we mentioned, and again, I need to get into this and start working. That's the only way I'm going to learn it is by getting in and start working on it. The triggering event, so I have all these contacts now that were updated, and none of them are in my deals.
Correct.
Because I haven't made any, I haven't even had a chance to call one yet.
Yeah, we haven't activated.
Yeah. So so I have all these contacts, no triggering event because I haven't actually talked to anybody about budgets or so that right now I'm open.
You're fine.
Okay.
Let me define something because I want to make sure that it's totally clear because it's confusing. When a contact is entered either manually or comes in via the website filling out a form, they are a marketing qualified contact. When they fill out the contact us form and we all get notified and it's time to assign someone, they're still technically in the marketing side of things. Once we assign a HubSpot owner, it will pull to the sales side of things and it will be listed under your contacts. They're not active. You can still market to them, we can email them, we can do whatever we want, but they're not active in your pipeline until you activate them by adding a deal stage. Once you add a deal stage, and our first deal stage is the triggering event where we've already talked about money, we've sent a proposal, then they're active in your deal stage, and then you can kind of like work them through the pipe.
So until I talk to someone and I start talking about budgets, and no one should be in my triggering event.
Yeah,
right?
it's same as Salesforce.
I never worked in
Okay,
Salesforce.
so a deal,
Yeah.
the only way a deal is created is when you've activated them, you've discussed
Phone call
product.
to the budget.
Yep, and you've got now can associate and say, here's create a deal on a triggered event, or you can jump right to proposal. I mean, it doesn't have to start with the triggered event, but it could just be, hey, we took them right to proposal stage because we know what they want.
All right.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Because I want to run through some of the stuff that I have. If they come up, we'll just address them. So if we have a contact that is qualified out, should we delete them? What is the process for if you
I would want to delete them.
delete them from the system?
Yeah.
Okay,
To me,
perfect.
if they're, what's that? If what? If they're not qualified.
We qualify them. We talked about this morning.
Yeah.
If they're a radio rep trying to get our business, out of the system, why have that garbage in there, right?
Would you
It
like
would be smart to save them just in case in the
We talked
future
about
they
that.
come in again.
Well, we talked about
Right.
that, and HubSpot actually has the intelligence, I believe, that if it knows that they approached us in the past, it won't allow it to come through again. Isn't that true?
So yes. So I think if you're dealing with a contact that you're like, okay, we're qualifying them out, whatever, I would want to export them, delete them from HubSpot, but export them first. So we kind of have a list of all of these unqualified, qualified out leads that we just can store ourselves. Like why not? And then if for some reason we've qualified out someone and they were to come back to our website and they've already been deleted from HubSpot, HubSpot will recognize, hey, like you were here before, but we deleted you, and we'll still be able to see like their full contact record. We see like, Bill came to the website 2 years ago, we qualified him out. Oh, he's back a year later. Has anything changed? No, he's still a bad fit. Okay, keep him deleted. Or maybe he's a good fit now, put him in the pipeline. So for now, Brian,
Don't use me as examples.
So,
I'm just joking.
Brian, do you want us on an individual basis to delete these, or would you like it to be like a weekly thing where we pull a list and delete, or monthly? Or
I'd be fine, as long as it doesn't affect data or anything like that, I'd be fine if we did it once a month,
Once a month? Okay.
I don't have it.
So,
How do we mark them?
I'll create, is it okay if I create another deal stage of qualified out? So we have closed one, closed locked, qualified out. So
Yeah,
then
that's fine.
if you put them in that deal stage of qualified out,
Deleted in a month.
then I'll delete them.
That's fine.
And if we want to change that process moving forward, then we
That's
can do that
perfect.
then.
Easy enough.
Qualified out. Okay. So Mark and I were discussing that if we have active clients that we've identified in the closed won category, what is the amount of money we write down for these, and do we want to keep them in the one stage if every month we're kind of upselling them, or they still are bringing in money, or things are happening with active clients. Maybe Mark, you can further.
Well, yeah, I think it was just, I think, Brian, you'll probably clarify we should be focusing on fee numbers, right? I mean, that's probably, that's the only thing that matters in life, right? We
Oh,
want
it
to
is,
put our
but I
fees.
mean, as long as fees are what keeps the lights on. But,
Exactly. But like, we don't want to worry about, you know, if there's a $50K media buy, putting the closed business level inclusive of billings. It's just the fees off of that buy, right?
No, you want to, I mean, you always want to see billings. I mean, but it's,
Okay.
I mean, as far as we're looking at it, fees are what, I mean, it's,
Right.
you can't
Salesforce, you have.
they're not exclusive, you know, I mean,
Right.
yeah, it's, you know what client's billing, also got to know what the fee income
What we're taking
is,
from
you
it.
know, margin,
Right.
how many hours we can apply to it. It's not independent of each other. Know the gross amount,
Right,
the net
gross
amount,
and net.
Right.
you know.
Okay.
So there's a net section, right? So
Yeah.
you have like the whole gross amount.
So yeah, we're doing all the subset stuff in that record.
Gross net and what your GP is, that's,
Right.
you know.
So once it's in closed one, you can just continue to add notes to it based on your
Yeah.
fees
But the
budget.
fee would be just like Salesforce, you know, you'd have
Right.
gross, net, and fee income essentially.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I'm still, we're gonna have to have just a conversation about how.
I
we're
like
gonna
the
do
close
this,
one for the total, but depends on what you want to do for what you actually make off it.
'cause, yeah, I mean, but yours is such a higher volume, lower dollar, I'm just trying to you use yours.
Yeah, I always take notes or put the task number in with the closed one business so you can reference it somehow.
Yeah,
We'll figure that out. Okay. That. Okay, just so you know, our tech team and HubSpot's tech team is working on a back-end issue that we ran into where our form notifications are taking a while to get to you guys. So someone would fill out the contact us, and what's happening is HubSpot's recognizing that. HubSpot is saying, okay, let me send this out to sales@streamcompanies.com, and it's attempting to send it out, and our email exchange is like holding it and filtering it, and that's why it's taking a while to get to us. So we're working through that back-end issue so that it gets to us immediately, because we want to be able to reach out to them within about 15 minutes instead of 45, an hour, or 2 hours. So that's happening now. So if you're experiencing lag times, please let me know so that I can get their teams on it to kind of look at the back end and make sure that, you know, this is all being worked out, because that's the problem. But I expect it to be rectified by early next week, if not the end of this week.
That email is still that.
Yeah,
right?
we've
'Cause
changed.
Sometimes I want to make sure I'm on it, even though I won't be.
Right. I've changed all of our contact us forms across Full Throttle, Stream Automotive, and Stream.com to be sales at for the notification. And Sarah and I are tagged on that too. So if you are claiming a lead and grabbing ownership of that, and you like reply to that email, it should go to everybody instead of having to individually email everybody. So that's
So when we get one of those, whoever jumps on it says, I got it, how's that working?
You can do that in the top.
Well, yeah, because we were talking about round robins or.
Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you're not probably jumping
I don't
on it.
have time anymore. I need to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't think
I'll do it, but I don't.
I don't think I'm the guy to jump. I mean, it should be to the sales. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you. Do you know what I mean?
And we're also dealing with team members working in specific verticals or working in specific territories.
That I
That'll
think
come
is
up.
the biggest issue,
Yeah.
right? If the person, like obviously we all want a good lead, but if it is someone who just like has nailed in the past like 3 clients in that similar field, it should probably go to you so you can close it better.
Yeah, no,
you know?
without a doubt.
Chance
I
of
think
closing.
we got to be heads up on that. I'm just trying to figure out.
Or if you have prior.
If we had an initial step where someone fills out a contact and then someone else, maybe not the salesperson assigned to them, reaches out and says, thanks for filling this out, we're excited to talk to you, let's schedule a call, and it's an in-between person, like
I've always been a big fan of cradle to grave. Like I'm not,
Okay.
I don't like, I think
Handoff.
the more
Handoff.
touches you
Okay.
get, the more just it dilutes the lead. I'm a bigger fan of just if we can figure out a way amongst us to take the lead and say, hey, this should go to this person, or a round robin, or
Well, isn't it fair to say that if we did it on a round robin basis, if whoever's qualifying, I mean, we're all able to kind of share. If the insight fits someone, we can have a conversation, bring people in. Like, I'm not going to pursue something in Charlotte when Brian's in Charlotte. I mean,
What if it really shatters the window?
Interesting sign.
Yeah, it is. Or tell my wife.
Okay.
I just have to think.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, I don't like doing that either because it's then you get because the difference there is obviously you out there.
Yeah. That example. That example doesn't apply. That example is not a good example.
I may just take. I'll have an answer for you.
Or if like
I
we
might just take the person and say, guess what?
You're in charge.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and have those new assigned lead alerts go to everybody because we know that like people go on vacation or not accessible or on meetings and I don't know on flags, but at the end of the day.
Just to aside, like leads come in every day, and Josh has Tuesday, Bill has.
Yeah,
But
you're
But then again,
I know, I just want to throw it out there, so I thought it was.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. I do want to let you know, if you are adding a contact or trying to assign yourself as the owner of a contact and you're unable to do so, it's because someone else is assigned to it. And I'm trying to get clarity on making sure that if I'm trying to assign myself to a contact, if Todd's assigned to it, I can see, oh, Todd's assigned to it. But right now, you're just not going to be able to assign it. You don't have insight into who is assigned
Yeah, so what
it.
happened is I manually entered the contact yesterday, and it just disappeared. I was like, what the hell? Like, I put it in, and it was gone. It's because, Bill, you were already assigned to the person. It's Brian Holt from Wise Market.
Okay, yeah.
So I went to add him, but I couldn't see him because it was assigned to you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I looked him up, wasn't in there, so I added him, and
That's like the SOP for Salesforce was always the very first thing you should do is search.
yeah, and I did that, but I couldn't see it.
Yeah, that's
You
weird.
can't see people that belong to me or Mark or.
Is there a way to open that up?
Yes, it's a settings thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would be the very first thing we tell everybody to do is search. If you see it somebody else's name, then the next step you take is it on their money list? If it's not on their money list, do they have an open activity or have they been contacted within 60 days? If neither of those exist, then it's
free game.
Okay.
Free game.
So it's fine that everyone can see all contacts.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'll change the settings.
Having in there, like, mine said my contacts, but when I'm in contacts, and the very top left, it says my contacts. If I hit all contacts, and everything showed up, whether it was mine or not. So maybe.
I started editing settings yesterday.
Oh, maybe that was.
So you, could everyone actually click into the CRM and click on contacts and let me know if you can see that we have 10,000 contacts in there? Does everyone have that view?
Actually, no, mine only shows, I'm in all contacts standard, and I only show 1,000.
Okay, I'll edit your settings.
Where do you see the total number?
Up here on the top left?
You have to be under all contacts, though, right?
I show 520.
Okay, I'll edit yours too.
You're looking at your view.
If you can see that there's all of these, then you should be able to see this. If everyone can see my screen, Brian Elam, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Do you see the CRM or my notes?
I see the CRM.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I want to let you know that you can customize this view here of your contacts. Again, I'm under contacts.
Do we really need 20 contacts from Todd Steve?
Todd Self?
I was testing a few things.
So if you want to change the columns here, we're going to delete those. You can slide around to have these ordered differently, and you can also edit the columns. So if you click to the top right and click Edit Columns, if it's really important for you to see a different piece of information in these columns, you can just search it on the left, and then you can click and drag it over here to the right. So
wait, crap, how do you do that? I'm sorry.
no problem. I clicked up
That's
here.
actually really helpful.
Edit
I was
column.
asking about you can add the owner. So add a column for owner, so you can really quickly see. You don't have to go into the record and see who's.
You can search properties up here.
Okay.
and then you can kind of click and drag it, and then save your changes, and then you have this view, and you can click and drag things around. I want to let you know that when you're logged into your CRM, it's your individual view, so you can edit it however you want. As an administrator, I can't go in and edit things and have it change across the board, so you're in control of that. Okay, same for companies, with your company view. So, little tidbit of information.
Real quick, going back to the last conversation real quick, just about assigning leads, that sort of thing. You made a good point, right, about how the HubSpot right now are NADA and money-less leads.
Correct.
However, this is like myself, I'm sure with Mark as well, I'm not sure about you, Bill, and Utah. We also have accounts that we are still touching that aren't on the money list. So
Yep.
Are people still going into Salesforce to make and checking to see if like people like me and Mark are still following up on those leads that may not actually be in HubSpot yet?
To show that you have sort of ownership of that lead.
Like, I'm still transitioning some of the other ones into there right now. It's just a process.
And it's a safety protocol for the first 30 days.
Yeah, to also continue to not only check HubSpot to see if there's leads in there, but also still check Salesforce to see if
Well, because there's some pretty deep history in Salesforce. It's
Exactly.
really deep history, so
Yeah.
if we didn't take everything out of there, then that's a good point.
I mean, Brian, what's the answer on that? Should they be sending that stuff to get it in HubSpot? Because whatever your notes,
Yeah, I'm just,
Yeah.
because I have
as you go through it, you're
as
maybe.
I'm going
Okay.
through every day when I have my tasks,
Because otherwise,
Salesforce,
what
How
I'm
do
doing
you
is I'm
bombard it?
transferring those tasks
Okay.
into HubSpot, then
and they come up. And essentially, if you're doing it really between now and, I mean, keep in mind, our contract with Salesforce doesn't expire until December.
Right.
So,
Oh,
you know, if you haven't cycled through your, you know, your leads by that point in time,
they're no longer your
The
lead.
door's right there. Yeah. Okay, cool. Call queue. Okay, I don't have too much more. I don't want to waste anyone's time today since we're getting these, let me show you the additional features we're getting unlocked tomorrow. Today is templates, documents, meetings and stuff, so this will be good and we'll go through it tomorrow. We can use this time to kind of get organized and play around with the tool a little bit or answer any more questions. I don't want to waste your time because we don't need the full hour today, I don't think.
yeah, I think it just comes down to did anybody see anything that they're just not 100% sure about? You know, is everybody using both tools at this point in time? What's the feedback? Or is there anything that you see that you're like, this is not, you know, I'm sure this isn't as convenient or as easy as Salesforce, and like she said, she's going to unlock some stuff because I was a little bit upset. I didn't do the blessing until this morning, but
Yeah.
we color coded it.
That would be helpful, right?
Yeah, because it's kind of annoying. Keep scrolling down like to about or comfort, whatever. So, I don't know. I'm very color coordinated.
When you're in a contact report, do you mean? Like you don't want to scroll through all of this, or what do you mean by?
I was just in general. I mean, that's really all I've been working on. I haven't really went deep into like reports or anything, like contacting companies. I was just wondering, because you know, just all white, clear, white, gray background can kind of scare you off a little bit.
The only thing that's really colorful are the reports. And
I haven't even started looking at
it's not unlocked yet.
I was gonna say,
So we're going to get that unlocked and we'll look at it, but it's going to look similar to this. This is like my trial. And I can make that kind of colorful. But,
all right, well that
you know.
was just a random thought.
I know.
So
So yeah, we can see
how
some
do I
reports.
export Salesforce email templates? I got like 10 in there.
I don't think
Oh, yeah, template.
Yeah, Brian?
Can you at some point run us through the app for it also? Because obviously so much of this stuff is on the road when we're making contacts and stuff. How easy is the app for recording activity?
throwing shit all over.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so has everyone had a chance to download the app?
Well, sure, we have the sales and the marketing.
Yeah, download both of them.
Both.
I'm
I
not
guess
sure.
marketing for the marketing thing. And sales.
I'm not sure sales will
I have the
work.
regular HubSpot one that I look for the marketing end. Is there
I
a
see
sales?
marketing and I see
There's a sales one
Okay.
too, yeah.
Well, can't hurt to do
So you need both of them? You need 2 apps?
social and
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, the app has not been, I find it easy to use through the laptop, but I don't find the app, and maybe I'm missing something on.
It's got 2 stars, so.
Oh yeah, I just.
That's Sales by HubSpot? Is that the 0 star?
Yeah, let me
Sales doesn't have any reviews.
Well, maybe the marketing just reports and stuff.
So the marketing one, you're able to look at, hold on one second, high level like marketing information like visits and traffic. And then what I like about the marketing app is you're able to add a contact. So let me wait for my sales thing to get in. Okay. Skip. Let me just log in really quick. Again. Okay, skip. Okay. So what's cool about the sales app is that you're able to compose your emails from here. So if you're on the road and you're dealing with, you need to follow up with a prospect, you can easily email them within the app and it will save to their contact record. So that's convenient.
Can you use templates, do you know?
I don't, but I'll get an answer on that once we unlock the templates. It should, we should be able to. So right now, the sales app is very new. I believe they just launched it like a matter of months ago. So hold on one second. I just want to look at this. Oh yeah, they didn't unlock all these features yet. I'm going to see if I can get us in the beta so we can have more features. But the reason I would download the marketing app is because that's a place you could add a contact. So if you're talking with someone, you could easily go into the marketing app, add a contact, assign yourself, and then if you needed to email them, you could go into the sales app. I know that's a little clunky to go into 2 different apps, but they're working on it. They're just so new that they're not there yet. So Brian, you've been in the sales app or the marketing app, and you're having.
Well, I just I've been in both. I mean, the sales app, the only thing I've used it for is, I mean, I've had it for a while. It's the sidekick issue. It tracks the emails and such, and tracks opens. But if I want to, let's say I stop and I see somebody, or I have a phone call with somebody, how do I register that as a completed task?
That's a good question.
Okay, let me think about that. How do you register that as a completed task? So you met with somebody. Oh, you want to be able to do it like that. I get what you're saying.
I'm on the marketing side. Obviously, I can find the timeline and information for them, and on the top, I can call them or email them and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and like add notes and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, you know what? I figured out how to do it. You hit the note thing on top of on the marketing. If I pull up their name and search it, on top there's the phone, there's the email, there's a new message button, and then there's also that note. So there is a way to put notes. I was looking for it under the sales app and not the marketing app.
Okay, so I would recommend hanging out in the marketing app because sales just isn't beefed up enough. If you go into your marketing app and you click the top left little 3 lines, and then you can click contacts. You can either type a contact in, or if you just click into the top one up there, Dale, at the top of your screen. I wish I could share my phone on that. You'll see a picture of a phone, an email, a little notebook and stuff. So that's where you can kind of communicate through there.
You actually directly call them.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool feature. Oh my gosh.
Very cool. If we want, at some point, we could record conversations, and there's like all this cool call tracking. They have like keyword tracking on the calls to see like if someone says the word, "I'm ready to buy," you can, yeah.
Amazing.
It's really cool. So.
Oh, I'm not. I think she's talking about the desktop one. Can you do that on the phone too?
Yeah.
The call recording and
Yeah,
everything?
If we have that unlocked, which we don't. So play around a little bit with the app, and then maybe on Monday during our weekly sales meeting, we can just have a quick chat and see if there's any continued challenges, or if anyone's used it and it's been helpful, or what's not working. And as the sales app becomes more robust, bless you, we can further discuss which one's better to use. But for now, I would definitely recommend you download the marketing app and use that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at a client who I emailed a few days ago, and they're in HubSpot and all that, but they're not showing up. It's showing my last touch with them was 2 weeks ago, so that something's not integrated. And then when I go to the notes, I can take additional notes, but it doesn't register as, I don't have a way to register it as a phone call or.
So
I guess I can call them, and you know what? I can call them directly from that app, and then it'll probably register.
Yeah, I think that's the way, because it doesn't look like there's any way to record a task in here, but if you call them or email them directly through the app, it'll log it.
Yeah.
You guys are using the app a lot?
Well, see, I'm on the road so much that the app is more important to me than the laptop, because the laptop, at the end of the day, you have to catch up with everything. And if I'm on, when you're in the car on the road, then the app is where at least with Salesforce, is where I would record most of my stuff. I'll figure it out. I'll play with it this week and see what happens.
It also would be more convenient because I don't have obviously, my prospect's emails saved in my phone contacts. So if I go in here and just email them through here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. If I can find any additional training or best practices or tips and tricks, I'll definitely share them with you guys. Because I know they're constantly updating it.
I did notice, just a note on emailing, and I don't know if this is an issue, it was something that jumped out. If you email someone through HubSpot, that email is only in HubSpot. It's not in your sent folder in Outlook.
Yeah.
Like a
So,
template email, you can put through there, your personal ones.
wait, what's that?
Like I have template emails, like so many emails, I put them in HubSpot, and then need follow-ups just throughout.
Yeah. But if you follow up with Outlook, it's not going to register
Oh, I
in
guess there's
HubSpot.
no thing to
Yeah.
from Outlook to HubSpot.
I mean, while we're talking about it, we just kind of see the term, just use that blind CC.
The BCC,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So use your Outlook in blind CC.
Yeah. Do you have a BCC on your Mac Outlook? I don't have the option. I got to figure out how to.
Maybe I can help you figure that out.
Weird.
Yeah, I would recommend if you are used to going into your Outlook sent folder or anywhere in Outlook to kind of remind you of the last touch you had with that client or customer, then that's if you're sending emails from there, then I would continue to do that and BCC HubSpot so it goes in there. If you are just solely relying on HubSpot to look into contact records to say, oh, I talked to this person a week ago, here we go, then just use HubSpot, if that makes sense. So you can kind of like keep doing what you're doing, just BCC HubSpot in there. So anything else? Tomorrow when we go through templates, we'll talk about the difference between some sales templates that are kind of the ones you're used to using in Salesforce, or kind of the canned responses that you can send throughout the process. And then we'll also talk about how the marketing team is going to support you guys in making sure that any campaigns you want to run, we kind of have the strategy set for that, and you let us know, NADA is coming up in August. We're going to make sure we're good to go starting in June, so we're already preparing for that now. But if you have, a special project or, a new target or something that's going on, we want to communicate so that there's not a wall up between the two departments and everybody's kind of like working together and making sure that, you know, our job is to make marketing that supports you guys, that drives leads. So that's our main goal, and I want to make sure that we stay focused on that. So does anyone else have any other questions that you want to talk through today?
I went on this thing called Google, and I said BCC on Mac Outlook, and I found it.
Google, is that what it's called?
How you spell that?
Send me,
I don't know how it works.
can you send me emails now? Like make me a contact in Salesforce and then send me all your emails.
I'm going to be busting your balls.
Or
Are
send
you?
me yourself, send me to both of them, and then we can copy and
know
paste
that.
them into HubSpot.
Yeah, right.
You think that will work?
Stealth Todd.
I'm going to just put you as my auto BCC. I'll put a PS in my signature. Thanks, Bill, for teaching me about BCC. My porn name is Stephen Panoramic. Don't you know how to get your porn name?
All right.
It's
On
your
that
middle
note-
name. It's your middle name and the
All right.
street you grew up on.
Tomorrow we have training at,
Come on, it comes up with the funny one.
really,
Middle name, street.
Edward Marley.
Edward.
guys, tomorrow we're in Longshank at 11:30, okay? Thanks, Brian, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, talk to you.
Brian.